Welcome to the What She Say podcast. Here we tackle the tough and taboo conversations. You know, the type you only have in your auntie's living room. Yeah, those conversations. Because there are so many lessons and takeaways from this thing that we call life. And I'm here to talk about all of them. And don't worry, I will not leave out any details. So, with that being said, let's get into today's episode. What's the deal, y'all? Welcome back to the What She Say podcast with your girl, Gabby. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when I'm dropping a new episode. Also, follow me on all my social medias. They're going to be somewhere on this screen. Just go ahead, give me a little follow. Let me know where you guys coming from. Also, go ahead and go on Spotify. Give me a little listen, a good little follow, just so I know that you guys are liking the audio-only content on there. Also, be sure to enjoy the bonus episodes on Spotify only. Once again, you can only get it on Spotify. You can't get it on YouTube. You're never going to get a visual. It's only going to be on Spotify. So that's like a cute little incentive for you guys. So today's episode, we're going to be answering the question, can independence exist in relationships? Now, I have two perspectives that I'm going to be using to answer this question. The first perspective is going to be, one, I used to be a super hyper independent woman. I used to take that I'm a strong independent black woman statement extremely seriously. And it showed. Then I have the second perspective that is actively healing from that mindset and has realized I don't really want to do that. So let me go back. I have been raised by very strong black independent women. And they drilled in my head, Jesus, you never depend on these niggas for nothing. Don't look at them for a hand up or a hand out. These niggas gonna leave you disappointed every time, right? Mind you, my parents, they're married, okay? You know, the different women that had said this to me, majority of them were married. So I was like, well, if they can say this while they married, it gotta be fact. Like, they can't even depend on their own nigga. Clearly young, stupid, let me not even say stupid, but unexperienced with relationships and different things like that. And hindsight is 2020. Looking back, I realized they were saying just have your own. Don't look at somebody to take care of you. That's male or female or whoever. Mama, daddy, grandma, whoever. Don't look at nobody to provide for you and make a way for you. You're a whole adult. Get it together. That's really what they were trying to say. But when I was coming up and I was trying to navigate this whole dating thing, I took it as exactly what they said. You don't depend on nobody for nothing. Don't accept no gifts. Don't accept nothing. You got this. You big money. You the one with the money. You got this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be so for real. That left me very empty. I noticed that I was pouring into people and I wasn't getting poured back into. I realized that I was really operating in my masculine energy, that Mrs. Make It Happen, that, let me figure this out type of energy. It just wasn't, it wasn't cute. And I realized also that I did that out of fear of receiving something and somebody taking it away from me, fear of receiving something. And this doesn't just mean tangible things, this is also intangible, by the way. But that's, receiving something and having someone pretty much make me feel like I owe them, just it was a lot of fears that went towards me behaving the way I did, especially early in my dating experience. I also realized the type of people I attracted were bums. and there's really no other way to put it. I'm begging you for a date. I'm begging you to take care of me on the date. I'm over here begging for flowers and just all this other, the bare minimum stuff. And it's because I was Mrs. Make It Happen. I was Miss Independent. Miss I got it. I got the bill. I'll front the bill. So it was like, yeah, I can't still call them bums because they were. But I can give grace where grace is due. I didn't give them much room to show me they weren't bums, if that makes any sense. Like, I didn't give them much room to show, oh no, I got it. I can handle it. Because I didn't trust them. I didn't trust anybody. I was like, nah, if anything, I know I'm gonna make way for myself. I know I'm gonna pay for myself. I know I got this by myself. I don't need nobody for nothing. You know? And I realized the people I attracted, they loved that. Because it was like, oh, I don't have to do this? Bet. You want to be the man? Bet. You know? And they just kind of sat back and they coasted and I accepted it. It was just this whole thing, y'all. So, as I kind of began to sit with myself, I began to reflect with myself. I began to ask myself, what do I really want? Not what am I accepting out of fear of getting something better. What do I really want in a relationship? Like, how do I really want to show up in a relationship? You know, in regards to how independent I am. And the best way I could put it is pretty much the way April Mason put it. If you don't know her, go check her out. She's the feminine life coach, or the femininity life coach. Really great content. Go check her out. But I definitely look up to her because she pretty much made it seem like, she was like, when I'm in the presence of a man, my wrists are broke. I can't do a thing. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to get this from. I don't know how to lift this. I'm cold. I don't have a jacket. I never owned a jacket a day in my life. You know, different things like that. You know, and I definitely commend her for putting that out there, because me as a young woman who's still trying to grow into who I want to be as a woman, I never had heard that perspective before. And I was like, oh shoot, I think I know what I want. Quite frankly, that's what I want. I want to be around my man, and my wrists are broke. You got it. Because one thing I realized through that hyper independent phase that I went through, the men, or really the people that I was dealing with, displayed some level of insecurity. And back then I didn't understand why. Not even insecurity, but also insecurity and uncomfortability. And I didn't understand why then, but now I kind of do. It's because I wasn't allowing them to be themselves. I'm gonna put it very frank, I wasn't letting a man be a man. I was trying to be the man. Not saying I was masculine, okay? But the energy I had was, you know, I'm, a very feminine woman as far as how I present myself. But how I operated in a relationship, it was giving nigga. It was definitely giving nigga. So the men that I was dealing with back then, they didn't know their place. They didn't know their spot. And I was talking to, one of these guys that I used to date. And I'm stuttering. Let me not lie. We're cool. We're cordial. We can speak, so we were having this conversation one day, and he pretty much was like, yeah, a man wants to feel needed. You know, he understands that you don't need him, especially if you know, the type of women that he pursues has their own. He understands already that you technically don't need him for financial purposes, I guess you could say. However, he wants to be a man. He wants to provide. He wants to protect. He wants to be Mr. Make it happen. Mr. I'ma figure it out. I'ma get this for not only myself, but for my girl and my family. Like, men, apparently, according to him, strive to be like that. And he was just pretty much like, men want to feel needed. Men want you to pretty much have your wrist be broke. And I was like, really? Like, y'all don't think that's needy or clingy? Because that's how it was described to me when I was a teenager, or, you know, a adolescent coming up, that if you came off that way, you were clingy, you were like a pick-me and everything like that. And he was like, no, it doesn't come off that way at all. It comes off like you respect your man, you honor your man, you want to, you want to make him feel, a little, a little good for himself, feel himself a little bit. I've learned that men have an ego and they like it stroked. But women also do have an ego, but that's a whole nother episode, okay? But men, they have an ego. They want it stroked. They want to feel like they the man in their relationship. It's just what they do. It's just what they like, at least from my experiences and the dudes that I've dated, So he pretty much was explaining to me like, yeah, you haven't let a man be a man. You keep trying to be the man. And that's just, we'll see how that goes for you, basically. It's kind of, what he said. And it got me to thinking like, wow, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be strong, independent black woman anymore. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't even use some my people may think it's petty. People may think it's stupid, whatever. This is my personal life, okay? I don't even call myself strong anymore. I don't want to be strong. I don't want to be weak, but I don't want to be strong. Being strong to me is an impossible thing to maintain, because when you're strong in one situation, you expect to be strong in all the other ones. When you come off like the hard body in your relationship, you're expected to pretty much be nonchalant and emotionless the whole time. And it's just, I don't want to be strong anymore. I hated being called the strong friend. I just hate it. I'm not strong. I am human. Oop, that's a word. Catch it. I'm not strong. I'm a human. Okay? I'm not, I don't call myself strong. Independent. Once again, I have my own, but I am open to allowing a man to cater to me, to pursue me, to show me that, oh, I care about you and I want to do this and I want to take you here and I want to do I'm allowing a man to lead me now. Like, I'm open to that idea now, because I realize that I don't want to show up like that. And as I'm growing more as a woman, and as I'm realizing that I want to come off as a feminine woman, I know a lot of people don't. It's unpopular. That's you, that's your life. But me, I want to come off feminine. I want to have feminine energy. I want to possess feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? I, quite frankly, don't want that masculine energy to come out unless I'm working. Because at that point, I am Mrs. Make It Happen. I am, I got this. I can handle this. Do this. Go here. This needs to be tightened up. That can show up at work, because that's how I get things done, But in a relationship, no, thank you. I strive to be soft. I strive to be peaceful. I strive to be that man's landing pad. Because men, especially black men, they go through so much when they go outside them doors. And the last thing I want them to do is, let me not say them, but the last thing I want my man to do is come back home and it's a battlefield. It's another thing that he has to be defensive about and different things. Like, I want to be his landing pad. Not only just that, but I also want to add like my feminine touch to, his business ventures. And, when it comes to networking and everything, like, there's a feminine touch to that. I want to rest in that. I truly strive to rest in that. I want to rest in, I got my own money and everything like that, but I know my man can take care of it. He says he wants to do that. I'm going to allow him to do that because that's his role. This is my role. Different things like that. And, we'll talk about gender roles a whole nother episode. That's a whole different topic. But I'm realizing that's the type of relationship that I want. That's what I'm looking for. Not even say looking for, but that's what, that's what I want. I'm going to keep it at that's what I want. So, in order to have that, to answer the question, do I believe independence can exist in relationships? In a sense, no. Because at the end of the day, actually, I'm going to say yes and no. Because you never want to be dependent on someone, because at that point you're an anchor. At that point you're a liability. But let me say, you never want to be too independent to where your partner feels like, oh, she don't need me. She got it. She don't need me. You never want that. So I feel like there's a possibility that it could be a healthy medium. It could be an extremely healthy medium where it's just like, I'm not gonna lie, I love this saying. I can't remember where I heard it from, but it was on this song, and he was like, baby, save your money, it could save you. Pretty much where it's like, yeah, he knows you got it. Not even in just money, but he knows you can take care of yourself. He knows that, if you really wanted to, or if you, had the choice, or you had to make that decision, you could take care of yourself. Everything would be fine. But he wants to do things for you. Once again, he wants you to save your money, save your coin. I got it. Different things like that. I feel like it's a nice, healthy medium. It's a nice, healthy medium to where you're not dependent, or depending, I should say, on someone. But you're not making your partner feel neglected or feel like, oh, I don't need you. It's just you just kind of here or whatever. I believe it's a healthy medium. So to answer the question, I would say yes and no. Hyper independence absolutely cannot exist in a relationship. But a healthy amount of independence can. It definitely can. But remember, the right relationship is a partnership. So at the end of the day, y'all should be working hand in hand to begin with. It should be equally yoked type of thing. So you shouldn't even feel like, oh, I gotta get it all by myself. I don't need him. It shouldn't even be none of that if it's with the right person. The right person, one thing I realized, the right person will sit you down. The right person won't even let you hold all that. That won't even be accepted. Put your feet up. Don't worry about that. I got it. I'll take care of it. Love those words. So it's just, yeah, y'all, that's just kind of my perspective on it. Y'all let me know what's y'all answer. Do y'all believe independence can exist in relationships? Do you believe there's such a thing as too much independence in a relationship? Do you believe that you should be completely dependent on your partner? Different things like that. Don't let my perspective sway your perspective. I love to have dialogue. I love to see you guys' perspectives and see kind of where you guys' head is at, pretty much. So be sure to comment. Also remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know that you guys are listening. Go ahead on Spotify, listen over there. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So remember, if she didn't say it, it'll never get said. And I will see you guys next episode. Bye.